let's talk about the real reason why Zach Taylor won't be fired. Let's talk about the legitimate reason, not the cookie cutter reason. Now, this beautiful StripeHype.com posted an article of Albert Beer explaining why Coach Taylor won't be fired. But if we're being honest, it is very simple. It's very cookie cutter here. It's Mike Brown. Now, you might say, well, yeah, because Mike Brown. No, it's because if they fire Zach Taylor, they have to pay out the rest of his contract. And coaches' contracts are fully guaranteed. It's not just partially guaranteed. No, it's fully guaranteed. So if they fire Zach Taylor, they have to pay out the remaining 2 years, which is $8 million. And that's $8 million right out of Mike Brown's pocket, straight to Coach Taylor. That's actually the reason why they won't fire him. And why we will be in the endless cycle of rinse, cycle, and repeat over and over and over again. Forever until the cows come home. Because Mike Brown is not going to pay Coach Taylor here the remainder of his contract, which is $8 million. There's no way. There's actually legitimately no way. Mike Brown rather shave off his eyebrows and jump into Lake Erie than give anyone that much money at one point. That's why, again, I truly believe the only way to move on from Coach Taylor would be to elevate him to a higher position, like they did with Pete Carroll, where they're not going to fire you, but they're going to put you at a position where you're in, you're going to help the team, but you're not really going to be coaching the team. You're going to be an evaluator. You're going to go up there and say, hey, guys, I'm still coach, right? And it's like, yeah, you are, but like same time, you're just going to be up a little bit higher, right? Bringing an actual coach, Ben Johnson, would be the situation. But again, there's no way. There's just no way with Mike Brown. Mike Brown's been the same way he's been for his whole life. There's no way that's going to change, right? So for all those who are saying, oh, fire Coach Taylor, fire Coach Taylor, fire Coach Taylor, Mike Brown's not going to pay him the money. Like, if Mike Brown didn't have to pay him the money, yeah, there's a chance that, they could fire Coach Taylor. And there's a chance that could happen. But, again, you're asking Mike Brown, one of the cheapest mans in America, to pay this guy $8 million out of his pocket, and that's not going to happen. Coaches' contracts are fully guaranteed, guys. They're not partially. It's not NFL players right here. It's fully guaranteed. Mike Brown's not going to do it. But Albert Beer explains why he believes it's not Coach Taylor's fault. And it's beyond, it's firing Coach Taylor wouldn't help. I don't think the Cincinnati Bengals are moving on from Taylor. Look at the team history and what Taylor has accomplished there. I actually don't think coaching is the issue either. I've said this many times. I agree with this statement. I think the problem is he has too much control. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he should not be an offense coordinator. I think he shouldn't have the control of a GM. I think Coach Taylor should be demoted to just being a coach, and that's it. Nothing else. Okay? Nothing else. That's my problem. My problem has always been he has a very big ego. He's a very nice guy, but he has a huge ego, and he wants to control everything. And that's the problem. We can't let him control everything. The problem has been defense. Defensive tackle when DJ Reader gone, issues Sam Hubbard's age, and mileage is showing. And you know what this is? This is called front office. Because front office refuses to spend any money on defense, and they spend all their money on offense, and then they wonder why their defense doesn't work out. And they let all these great, amazing players go, and they wonder why they're struggling. And last year, safety, they missed the communication piece and losing Jesse Bates and Von Bell. So they brought back Bell this year. and he's shown that he clearly hit the 9 of his career, all which why Cincinnati now has to win shootouts. I don't think Von Bell struggling really is the problem. The problem is we got Geno Stone, and he ended up being a bust. And I think it's because, again, the front office just wanted to go out there and say, hey, we signed somebody, guys. We signed somebody. And it ended up not working out. I don't really think too much when it comes to Von Bell is such a small issue. He should just be a secondary coach at this point. When we brought him back, we should have just brought him back as a secondary coach, and that's pretty much that. Again, like I said, there's just so many problems. And that defense, it's not getting help from the front office, and you're not going to go anywhere when you don't have help. And then I know some people yesterday really ripped on Lou Anarumo, and I'm a defender of Lou Anarumo, I am. But I do understand the concept that maybe we can look more into other defense coordinators. It's just who's available. That's really what it comes down to. Again, listen, this team is rinse, cycle, repeat. That's how they've always been. And is that forever going to be that way? I don't think they're going to fire Coach Taylor. I don't think they will. Again, I think it's money-wise. Mike Brown's not going to let it happen. But even beyond that, I think, again, I've said this many times, I think there's a more fundamental issue than just Coach Taylor. A lot of people, whenever something's going wrong, a team's going wrong, or season's going wrong, you want to point the finger at one thing and try to say that one thing's the problem, right? It's not. It's not just one thing, right? I think Coach Taylor as an offense coordinator is a huge problem that needs to be fixed, that needs to be evaluated completely. I think you need to spend more money on the defensive position. I think you can't just try to get away with older players on defense and free agents here and there and try to figure things out on defense. You actually have to develop players. You have to, pay them their second contracts and really develop this defense. I think there is a problem with this team right now of accountability, and it goes for every single coaching position on this team, Lou Anarumo included. Lou definitely deserves some blame. I just don't like how much blame he gets. But I think he definitely deserves some blame. He does, of course. I mean, it's his job to make sure the defense is good. And he's obviously failing at a lot of those things. Again, listen. It's a huge problem here. And it starts with the front office, and it trickles down. There's no one's accountable. And I think that's something Coach has said many times is funny. But really, that's our biggest problem is no one wants to take accountability and no one wants to fix or, admit that they're wrong or admit that there's a problem. And as long as you let egos run a team, you're going to forever be the most unsuccessful possible. And right now, Coach, I believe, has a huge ego, and that's a problem. So we got to kind of cut down that ego. But then again, it starts at the very top with Mike Brown, and then that's also a problem. So it's a forever problem. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Rinse, cycle, repeat for life. Peace.